Okay. Hello everyone. Today, RD told me that we're going to have a guest from England. And actually, there are so many things that I've heard about England that were that sound really weird to me, because in Russia, these things are absolutely different. Now I'm going to pose some questions to the chat. And you may ask your own questions, or you maybe if you have your questions, you may ask your questions. My first question is about the thing that really surprised me. I've learned it recently, that in England there you have two different taps, one with the hot water and the second one with cold water.
Yes, we do.
But here in Russia, we have only one tap, and you may regulate it as just as you like. You make it. You can make it hot or warm. Or
Some people here have those kind of taps, but most people like one hot, one cold. That's what I've got in my house too.
And another question is that, here I have the TV set.
Yeah.
And I've learned that you have to pay some tax if you have a TV in your home. Is that true?
That's true. We pay the tax to the BBC. You might have heard of the BBC, because they make such good films for television. Especially the films they make about animals. They sell those all over the world. But there's no advertising on that channel. That's why we pay. All the other channels are free, but they've all got loads of adverts in them, which I hate. You have 15 minutes of a film and then it stops, and then you have all this, buy this, buy this. On the BBC, you don't have any of that. That's why we pay, it's called a TV license.
Okay. Yeah, we here in Russia, we also pay for some channels if you want, but we have free channels, so you can install an antenna and watch it for free. But of course, there are some ads.
Yes.
Okay, maybe you guys have some questions. Alexandra, what about you?
Hi, Alexandra.
Take a look, friends. If you have some problems with idea, take a look to the chat. You will find there some questions that they are prepared. And any hello. If you're free, join us and prepare some questions for.
That isn't true that we don't have central heating. There you are, you've changed. It isn't true that we don't have central heating. Most people have central heating now. It's a choice. Some people like to burn wood. Some people have central heating from oil or from gas.
What
this
about
is going to change in the future.
Jade,
sorry?
What about seasons? When from what month does it start to work?
From what month does the work start?
Yeah.
What work?
Central heating. Yeah, central heating.
Oh, you can set it to be on whenever you like.
Ah, really?
You have a thing on the wall. You can decide if you want it on. Most people have it on from, say, if they get up at 8 o'clock, they'll have their heating on at 7 o'clock so that it's warm to get up, and it'll just be on for a while. And then if they go to work, when they come home, they've got it set to come on at another time so that it's warm in the evening.
Interesting.
It's clear, but here in Russia, it's May, but we still have the central heating on. So we have the batteries. And we just pay to government, and they provide us with hot water regularly. It's almost all the year, except for 2 weeks. We have only 2 weeks out of hot water in summer because they have to fix the tubes.
The pipes.
Yeah, the pipes, right.
Pipes.
And they have to fix the pipes and make some works. And that's why 2 weeks in the summer, we don't have hot water, but all the rest of the year, we have hot water. And when the weather becomes cooler, we have the central heating. Our batteries in flats become warm and they keep us warm till now even.
Yes. It's different because you live in a flat, and most of the blocks of flats in England have that kind of heating. But I live in a small house on my own, so I choose when I want heating or hot water.
Okay, great. So I would like to pass the speech to someone else, maybe Alexander, if she's here. I'm not sure.
Do you have any questions?
Yeah, I'm here. And how about English breakfast? Is it popular right now in London or not?
The sound went a bit weird there.
English breakfast.
I heard you say English breakfast though. Well, if you're having a busy day, most people have cereal. That's prepared. You put milk on it. You just buy a box of cereal. Cornflakes is the famous one. You put it in a bowl, you put milk on it, you eat it, and then you rush out the door. Or if it's the weekend, sometimes I expect you're thinking about English breakfast, which is kind of famous, but we only have it at the weekend because it's not really healthy. We have bacon, sausages, fried tomatoes, lots of different things. It's very rich, and meat things, and so we don't have it very often. We might have it on a Saturday morning, perhaps.
Yeah, because I've heard of that. One of my friends traveled to the UK last year, and she told me it's popular for tourists in the hotels.
Yes, I expect it is, yeah. Yes, English breakfast is quite famous, and I expect people like to try that when they're here. But we don't eat it all the time.
What do you prefer to eat? What do you eat actually? Well, during the day, what are the most popular food that you may find when you come to visit someone? I mean, home food, which you prepare at home.
Oh, I'll tell you what, I'm going to make this the last food question, if you don't mind, because I'm fasting today. I'm not going to eat all day today and tomorrow. And talking about food makes me want to go to the kitchen. So this is the last food question.
Well, I'm fasting too, but
you are. You sound like you might be better at it than me. What do we eat? Well, for lunch, we might have a sandwich or some soup, something like that. I had vegetable soup for lunch yesterday that I'd made myself.
Okay, great. So, Erdi, I'm not sure about the other people. If you know them, you may invite.
Feel free, Puria and other. If you have questions, feel free to give your questions. Jane, what about visitors? For example, in Russia, it is forbidden when I am a guest, I came to my friends, it is forbidden to open his fridge their fridge and check what they are. What about?
That's not polite, Eddie. We
That's
don't
not
do
polite?
that either. It's not polite. English people are very polite. So no, I'd be upset if someone came to. Oh, unless they were a very good friend. I have a few friends that are more like my brothers or sisters, and they can do what they like. But someone I didn't know so well, I'd be upset if they were looking in my fridge. It's, you don't look in my fridge, you don't look in my cupboard either, you know.
What about slippers? In Russia, it is common. Every family has some sets of slippers, and when visitors come in and they take off their shoes and put on slippers.
We don't really do that so much with guests. When I get to my own house, I put slippers on. But if people come to visit, well, some people have white carpets, which I've always thought was a little bit crazy. White carpets, and you're going to walk on them. So yeah, maybe some people with white carpets would make you put slippers on, but that's a bit Japanese to us, actually. I know Japanese people always have to take their shoes off and put slippers on to go in someone else's home. I didn't know Russian people did that, so I've learned something today.
We do not, it's forbidden to come into the house if you wear your shoes. You have to put off your shoes anytime you come into the house.
Right. Well, here I'm in the city, so your shoes don't really get that dirty. The streets are cleaned all the time. If I lived in the country, I might do something like that. But your shoes don't really get too dirty here.
Okay. So maybe someone else. Tom,
Teacher
have you got any question?
Yes.
Yeah, please.
Ask your question.
You say what?
Do you have a question for me, Tom? Is there something you'd like to ask me?
Yes. I think I don't have any question, but I think I will follow your question.
Okay.
And I have a chance, I will answer it.
If you think of a question later, you ask me, okay?
Yeah.
Good. What about you, Min? Is your name Min?
Min
Can you
Do,
hear me?
teacher Min.
Yes. Yes. Hello.
Do you have a question?
Well, so actually, my English is not good, so I listen
That's
to all of you.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Your English is good.
It's a D, and I joined the chat room, and I listen to all of you.
It's nice that you came. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, I'm learn English by listening. I listen to all of you, and I can learn English.
That's the best way to learn, is just
Yes.
talking to people. That's why Eddie set this up for you, so you can talk to English people. Years ago, Eddie, I was going to tell you about this, because the first talk I did online like this, they asked me, why are you doing this? And I didn't really have an answer for that one. Just that I'm in lockdown and it's nice to have people to talk to. But it was later, I had a memory from 30 years ago. I had an English student came here. He was French. And at the time, my son was very young, and I brought him up on my own. So we were struggling for money. And then I saw an advert in the paper that said, have English students to come and stay in your home and we'll pay you. So I had a French boy came here. He was about 17. He was from Paris, but I think he'd lived a very quiet life with his parents. And the school had said, please treat him like one of the family. Whatever you're doing, just do the same, but take him with you and talk to him a lot. And that's exactly what I did. If I went to see friends, I took him with me. You know, if I went to the park, he came too. We talked all the time. And when he arrived, he was very shy and he wasn't very confident about the way he spoke English. A bit like Mindo, he said, my English isn't good. But by the time he'd been here for 2 weeks, his English was brilliant. We were really good friends, though I was his mother's age. We just got on so well. Oh, and we had a local music festival was on while he was here. So I took him to the music festival. And I think he had the time of his life. And when he went, I felt so sad to see him go because he was part of my family by then. And after he'd gone back to Paris, he wrote me a few letters, which was very nice. And so that's a lovely memory for me of English students. And that's really why I wanted to come, I suppose. Good memories, yeah?
Yeah, well, for us as for English learners, it's a great opportunity to learn it from a native speaker. And your English is really very understandable. It's clear.
Good, good. Last week they said to me, oh, you have an accent. We can't understand. I thought, oh, no.
Excuse me, yeah. Yesterday I talked to my friends from different countries and they told me about the accent. We were talking about the accents, different accents in England and the UK in general, America, Australia, New Zealand, and they told me about my accent, and that's why I was confused about it.
Right. Have you? Do they say you have a strong accent or not?
They told me yesterday I got a mixed accent, like American, Russian, Polish, British.
You've got a good accent in English. You don't.
I don't know.
You sound like you're from somewhere else, but I can understand you really well.
I'm just trying to get rid of this accent because it just it makes me happy. I'd say.
Yeah.
I'm confident.
Good.
To sound like maybe more British or just something like that.
Right. No, your accent's nice.
Yeah, your next also teacher John marked, and he said that
teacher John's John, yeah, he's a great teacher. Yeah, I know that.
Does he have a strong accent? Does he?
He has a modern uppy accent because
right.
he lives in Maidstone near London.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the London accent is very strong.
Cockney, yeah.
Yes.
Jane, I would like.
Some native speakers can't understand each other because they live in different parts of the UK. For instance, the southern part,
a little bit,
the northern part, a little bit.
People that come from up north have a very different accent. And if we're listening to Scottish people talking English, we can't understand them at all.
Really? Scottish?
Yeah.
People
Scottish,
with a strong, people with a strong Scottish accent, you can't understand them if you're from
I know it. I know it.
I never talked with Scottish.
Yes.
Let me tell you a story. And I have some friends. One of them lives in Sheffield, and another one lives in Manchester.
Oh,
But you
Manchester
know,
is strong. Yeah.
I can't understand a person from Manchester, but I can understand my friend who is in Sheffield. That's it's quite different. It's
it
quite
is very
difficult for people. And usually people can tell me, we can't understand the British people who lives in the southern part of the UK, like London, Bristol, or something like that. Yesterday, people told me about it.
The people who live in the north of England say that people like me, my accent sounds like a farmer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a farmer, a man who works on the farm and works with animals. Yeah, that's what they say our accent is like. We like to tease each other in England. Do you know the word tease?
Teeth?
Tease.
Yeah. We like teasing each other in England.
Yeah. I know.
In Russian, it says like дразнить.
Дразнить.
Yeah.
Дразнить,
Well, Jane, I've got another question about elderly people and the problem of elderly people in England. Well, there was a program on YouTube, and a woman said that most of elderly people are sent to caring houses or houses for elderly people. But here in Russia, it's really strange. We don't have such houses, or there are not many. So what is the situation about this problem in England?
It's for people who don't have family. These days, a lot of families, you know, you might have children and they move up north or move to another country. And when you're old, if you get very ill, you've got no one to take care of you. So that's why they have care homes. It's for people who can't stand up on their own, can't do anything for themselves, you know. It's to help them. My mother, at the end of her life, she had cancer and she got very ill and couldn't stand up. And she couldn't come here because my toilet and bathroom is upstairs. So it would have been no good for her. She went into a nursing home, and when she got in there, she said, "Why didn't I come to live here years ago?" She said, "It's great. Everyone here is my age, and I've got lots of people to talk to." So it's not a horrible place to go. Some people really like it.
So, but if they have for the family, kids take care of their parents, right?
Oh yes, they will if they're around. Oh yes, of course, yeah. But these days, one of the problems, my friend, his father had to go in a nursing home because he had what's called dementia. He started losing parts of his brain. He lost his memory. He didn't know. My friend's name is Andy, and if Andy went to visit him, he didn't know who Andy was. And it was very, very difficult to take care of him. My father had the same thing, and my mother took care of him for years. But if you've got something like that and no one to look after you, you have to go in a nursing home to be safe, you know. If my father had been on his own, he might have done something like set the house on fire. You know, he could go out and light the stove and about something else. And, you know, he would have been very dangerous if he was on his own. So yeah, they're good places to look after people who really need it, you know.
Okay, that's clear. Here in Russia, we usually kids take care of parents, but they prefer not to let them go to any hospitals.
Well,
We try to
it's
do
the same
everything.
here.
Okay.
But
That's
sometimes things get too bad and you have to have help, really, don't you? You have to do whatever is best for your parents. And if they need lots of care, they have to go into one of the care homes, really. Unless you live with them and you're there all day, every day, have no life of your own. You know, it depends on your circumstances. If you have 5 children, it's easy for them to look after you. If you have one and you're very ill, it's terribly hard.
So it's good to have a lot of children.
Well, that's one reason we have care homes, I suppose. We don't generally have 5 children in England. Perhaps Russian families do. I don't know.
Well,
Some
here,
areas, yeah, and some areas have lots of children in the family.
Right. Yeah, we don't so much here.
Because I think you like pets. Maybe because
No,
I'm just reading the book
no,
about
we just don't have much room in England. You know how small England is. It's a very, look on the map. It's tiny. We have, I think it's about 65 million people here now. So it's a lot of people, a lot of people living here. We at the moment we have a problem with too many homeless people. They have no home at all. That's very difficult. More homes are being built, but until they're built, we have people who, some of them are living on the streets. It's terrible. But we've had too many people come here from other countries, and we haven't been able to build the houses quickly enough. I'm going to look at that list again.
Jane,
well,
what?
I have the question about may I ask the question about the language. Well, at school we were taught that in English it's common to say it rains cats and dogs.
Oh yes,
but 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 yesterday I saw it on YouTube that it's an old-fashioned phrase. Do you use it nowadays?
It is a little bit. Yeah, people still use it though. Yeah. We have a bit of a more rude one that younger people would say. So you stick with it's raining cats and dogs. That's a good one. I like other people's sayings. I really enjoy them. Things like raining cats and dogs. I spent a lot of time in Egypt, and when I came back, I was talking to my friend online, and I said, "Have you got my letter yet?" I sent him a letter about a week before, and he said, "No, it comes by camel." And Egyptian people say that about everything. Anything that's slow, they say it comes by camel. I love that expression. I think that's so funny. Do you have good ones in Russian? Tell me a Russian saying.
Yes, we have, well, when we say that something is not going to happen or is going, it's not really that it's going to happen. We say when the I don't remember the you know the animal like lobster, when the lobster will whistle at the mountain.
Oh, I like that. Yes, yes.
Jane,
anything that takes if something takes a really long time, you know, maybe you're making some cakes or some bread and it's not going right, and you would say to your friend, I could do this until the cows come home. That means it takes a long time too.
Okay.
Jane, I always wanted to ask, but didn't. When, for example, someone is commenting and I wanna to thank you, to say thank you in comment, to reply, and when it is a man, it is easy for me. I can say type bra, sir, mister, but how to address to woman, young woman, girls, how to say thank you, ma'am, thank you, miss, thank you. I don't know, but I don't know.
That sounds like something you would say to a woman that you've just been in a meeting with. It's very formal. To my friends, I just say, thanks, see you later. Don't really address them like that.
Okay.
And
okay.
the men here call each other bro or mate.
Mm-hmm.
You're right, mate.
Even to
that's very London, isn't it?
Mate.
I said that's very London, isn't it? You're
even,
right, mate.
Even to female, I can address mate. Can I address?
You could, yes, if you're friends, yeah.
Thank you.
Also, yeah, women don't like to be singled out as women in a way because of the history and the way women have been treated in the past. I'm quite happy if somebody calls me mate, or if there's a group of women, I might say, "How are you guys?" I'm saying guys, but it's all women, you know. Yeah, we like that. And yeah, we're not so fond of being called something like mom. That's what you'd call the queen.
What about
what about the unknown people? If you don't know, for example, at the restaurant, you don't know the waitress, so how can you address her? So
you just talk to her. Most women prefer to be called girl rather than lady. Is awful. I'd rather be called woman than lady.
Really?
Lady sounds like I sit on a cushion and eat chocolates all day. I don't do anything. Whereas a woman means I'm strong, I can do anything, you know?
And what about Miss?
What about, Miss? Well, you might be called that in an office, but you wouldn't say that in a more casual setting. If I was with friends, we wouldn't call each other Miss at all. My boss might call me Miss Bayliss, but other than that, no, we don't really use it. Is Miss Alexandra going to sleep there?
No.
See, I'm teasing her. That's very English.
Friends, so sad, but time flies very fast. It's 1 minute left.
Right. Was I late today?
No.
Oh, that's
no,
okay.
no.
I always worry about the time. And today I went on the calculator because you sent me Moscow time, Eddie, and I thought I've got to get it right this
3 hours.
yes.
3
2
hours.
hours.
2 hours.
2 hours.
Yeah.
With Bristol.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 hours.
It's been really nice talking to all of you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks a lot.
It's been really great.
You're welcome.
I hope next Monday we'll meet again.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, that's fine with me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mindo, I hope you'll come and feel a little bit more confident to say something.
Yes.
That would be nice.
Thank you
That would be
very much.
nice.